Good morning or afternoon. In this video, we are going to be moving up our power or exponent law rules, and now we're going to be discovering a new rule today, and it is the power rule. If you are watching this video during the 2020-2021 school year, while we are virtual learning, we are keeping up with a notebook while you are watching the guided practice videos and you're at home. So first, we have the table of contents. Nice, neat, and organized. Again, you can hit the pause button and make sure that your table of contents looks like mine if you would like. Again, hit the pause button, that'll freeze for you. But we're going to be on page 15 today, and we're going to be discovering the power rule. Let me move this guy down just a little bit so he's out of the way of the notes. Okay, so number one, again, we're discovering the power rule, so we're going to see what that looks like. So number one, we have x to the third power raised to the fourth power. So this is called the power rule, or the power to powers, because you have an exponent raised to an exponent, power to power. There's a new way of thinking about this one. So first, my x to the third power, this is my new base. Okay, this is what I'm used to. We're used to x to the fourth power, right? And x was my base. Okay, and we wrote out that x as many times as what we had in the exponent. So the exponent said 4, so we would write it x times x times x times x. Okay, y'all, we're used to that. Now we're taking it up just a little bit. So x to the third power is now your base. And 4 is still called an exponent. This is still a base. Your base just now has a power in it. So all this means is you are going to write x to the third power 4 times. So you're going to write x to the third times x to the third times x to the third times x to the third 4 times. Okay, now here was your base, right? Your base was x to the third, x to the third, x to the third. Okay, we got that part. Now, this exponent here tells you that you are going to write each x out 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and another 1, 2, 3. Okay, so how many x's do I have all together? I have 12. X to the 12th power is my final answer. Okay, now let's do this one, 1b, with a number in it. Let's take 2 to the third power and raise that to the fourth power. Okay, same concept. This here is still your base. It just has a power in it now. And 4 is your exponent. So we're going to write out 2 to the third power 4 times. 2 to the third times 2 to the third times 2 to the third times 2 to the third. And then from there, each exponent on the 2 is 3. So that just lets me know I'm going to write out 3 2s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, another 1, 2, 3, and another 1, 2, 3. And all together, if I was to count all of these up, I have 2 to the 12th power. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. Okay, number 2, I have x to the second power raised to the 5th power. Again, here is my base. This time the base has an exponent in it, but that's okay. We're still going to write that out 5 times because that's what my exponent says. So x to the second times x to the second times x to the second times x to the second, that was 4, right? I lost count. Times x to the second, that was 5. And then from here, this is my exponent still on each and every single one of them. I don't know why I didn't circle all the other ones before. That means I'm going to write out 2 x's 5 times. And all together, I have 10 x's, x to the 10th power. Okay, to be or not to be? Do some ELA in there. Okay, just kidding. Enough of me being corny. Okay, so the next one, let's have 7 to the second power to the 5th power. Okay, same concept as above, but now we're just going to have my base have a number and an exponent too. So again, same concept. 7 to my second power is my base. 5 is your exponent. So you're writing out 7 to the second power 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then from there, we write out 7 twice, 5 times. Okay. 7 times 7, 7 times 7, 7 times 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 7 tens. No, 10 sevens. I have 10 sevens, 7 to the 10th power. Okay, so now you could be looking at a pattern. You could see a pattern, but let's do one more of expanding. Okay, so we're going to do 3 and 3b. So 3 has us using x to the 4th power times 2. Okay, again, here's our base. Has an exponent on it. Oops, I use purple. And here's our other exponent. Okay, so all that means is that I'm going to write out x to the 4th power twice. Once, twice. And then this 4 is going to let me know write out x 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and all together I have x to the 8th power. I don't know why I made my 8s like that, but it'll be okay. Okay, and then 3b. We have 5 to the 4th power raised to the 2nd power. Okay, same concept. I use purple. Let me keep up with the pattern. 5 to the 4th times 5 to the 4th. Okay, again, we're expanding out my base there. And then, let me scoot this down just so that y'all can see. So then all that means is I'm going to write out 5 4 times twice. 5, 5, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we get 5 to the 8th power. Okay, so you're probably like, Miss Sam's, on all the other ones, there was eventually a rule that we got to. There was a shortcut. What is it? I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to flip the page over very quickly. Just for a second. Oops. Let me not knock the bucket of markers over. And the last one that we are going to try to do, and again, hopefully you have found the rule, or after this, you're going to figure out what the rule is. Number 4 is x to the 5th power raised to the 6th power. And then 4b is 4 to the 5th power raised to the 6th power. Okay, I'm leaving plenty of room because, again, I'm going to need you to figure out the rule or try to see if there's a rule that applies. And you guys are going to try 4 and 4b on your own. But let's flip over to the front and let's see what I'm asking you to do in your guided practice today. So, again, we're discovering a power rule. So just like the quotient and the product rule, there was a shortcut. Now, as you can see, you can expand and you get the correct answer. You get the simplified version. You get what we're looking for with 7 to the 10th power, x to the 10th power, 2 to the 12th power, x to the 12th power. Like, all of those are correct. Okay, we did nothing wrong, but there's also a shortcut that you could have taken each and every single time. And what I mean by a shortcut is we're going to look at the exponents that we started with. So we started with 3 and 4, and we ended with 12. Okay, we started with 3 and 4 here, and we ended with 12. Okay, what pattern or what relationship, and what I mean by relationship, I mean, are we adding, are we subtracting, are we multiplying, are we dividing 3 and 4 to get 12? So think about that. And then in your head, we're also going to think, does that same rule or does that same relationship or does that same mathematical operation apply here? Whatever you did with 3 and 4 to get 12, can you do that operation with 2 and 5 to get 10? 2 and 5 to get 10? Try it. Like, just, do some guess and check. Okay, then taking it another step further, that same operation that you're thinking of, can you do it with 4 and 2 to get 8? And then this 4 and 2 to get 8. Okay, so again, what are you doing with the first two exponents that you start with mathematically? What operation, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing to get the simplified exponent or the simplified version? Okay, so 3 and 4 to get 12, 2 and 5 to get 10, 4 and 2 to get 8, and then hopefully you found a relationship or a rule. So as you try number 4, okay, with x to the 5th raised to the 6th power and 4 to the 5th raised to the 6th power, you can use the rule on the back two to try it. So you don't have to expand x to the 5th 5 times and then write out like 5x's 6 times or whatever. Like, this is a lot. I did it for a reason, to encourage you guys to figure out what the rule is. So again, rewind the video, pause the video, and try to figure out what relationship, what rule, what law is happening between the two exponents you started with and the one that you ended with. So one more time to recap, what mathematical operation can you do between 3 and 4 to get 12? And does that same mathematical operation that you're thinking of apply to 5 to get 10, 4, 2 to get 8? Okay, and then when you are ready to complete your independent practice today, you're flipping over in your notebook to page 16, and your independent practice is going to be completed on here because you got to upload a photo for me. Best of luck today. Pause, rewind, do what you need to do with this video, and good luck.